Welcome to Bunnies TV, live and free across Australia and around the globe. It's Mavo here, and I just had a bit of a rain delay there, but we're on now. On the show today, we're going to do a summary of the South Sydney season and also look at the state championship win by our New South Wales Cup boys. And I'll just check the stream. There it is. Stream's working fine. We're going to look at the season, like I said, and any club news. We're going to recap the state championship game, and we're going to have a look at how the Bunnies TV network performed this year and the plans for the off-season. We've already got channel member Carol Benson in the chat. Hello, Carol. And she said, thanks, Joe and boys, for saving our season. So, yes, it was a nice way to finish. Dual titles for our New South Wales Cup boys. Very nice way to finish. You're watching this on our Canon camcorder with thanks to George's cameras in George Street City. And I was in there last week and I took that photo. You can shop online at georges.com.au and there is a link in the description of this video. The 2023 first grade season, we finished 9th and we missed the finals. It wasn't good. It wasn't pleasant for any Rabbitohs fan, and in the end we had 12 wins and 12 losses. Now the frustrating part is, among those 12 wins were wins over every side that made the top four: Penrith, Broncos, Storm and Warriors. So we proved that we can beat them all. But in the end, as you all know, the season went pear-shaped towards the end. And we couldn't beat an egg, unfortunately. So, having said that, there's a lot of positivity in this club. And I'm going to talk about that in a little while. But I have spoken to Joe O'Callaghan about it. And congrats to Joe, who's been appointed assistant coach. And I'm going to talk about that story in a minute. But we've got some talent in the ranks. So, 2024, better things to come, I do believe. Now, I enjoyed spending time this year at the brand new Rabbitohs Centre. What a place it is. The place is set up for success going forward. In particular, I spent some time towards the end of the year with the Pathways teams, and I got to know a lot of the players, coaches like Shane Sultana and the other JD, Jason Dorahy, and his dad, Joe Cool. Ned Kelly's joined us and said, evening, Mavo, and chat. Hello to everyone. Yeah, I met Joe Cool at the Captain's Run on Saturday. Anyone who's watching the live stream would have seen he come over and we had a chat live on camera. And good bloke, one of the greats. And, yeah, his son, the other JD, Jace, is a well-respected coach at this club. I'd also like to thank all the players from every grade for allowing me to film and photograph them during the year, including these two guys, Trell Mitt and the captain, Cameron Murray, who, you know, they've never once balked at me putting the camera in their face or asking them for a chat. So thank you to all those guys. And also to the Rabbitohs coaches and staff for their support, especially Coach JD, head coach Jason Demetrio, for allowing me to interview him one-on-one every week at the Captain's Run. I do appreciate that, mate. And congrats to you as well for re-signing until the end of 2026. This year we saw first grade debuts from young guns Benny Lovett, Tallis Duncan and Tyrone Munro. Ty saw him light it up in the New South Wales Cup the last two games, so big future for him. They're all exciting talents. Benny Lovett, unfortunately, he's done his leg, but he'll be back. He's going to have an operation. And Tallis, well, Tallis, full of talent as the rain sort of comes back. I was looking at the radar and it doesn't look good, but look, we're going to push through because I just want to get this show done. It's hump day. It's Wednesday here in Sydney. Welcome to everyone who's joined me. We've got Jack Whiten coming from next year till 2027, and I'm sure he'll have a positive impact on this playing group. And, you know, on and off the field, he'll bring good stuff to the Rabbitohs. All the best to Liam Knight, who left mid-season, and I wish Blake Taft, Jed Cartwright, Hame Sele, also known as Hammerwetter, and all the other players leaving the best of luck. Thank you for being Rabbitohs. So, yeah, not making finals footy wasn't good. But what it does give all the players, coach and staff a chance to have a good long look at everything involved with the club and try and turn it around in 2024. Now, today the Rabbitohs released their new coaching lineup and new recruits. And as I said, JD's extended until the end of 2026, and he's going to focus more on the defence because Benny Hornby has been promoted to assistant coach, and he's going to focus on the attack, and he signed until 2025. Joe O'Callaghan, dual title-winning coach, has been promoted to the full-time coaching role as an NRL assistant, as well as keeping the New South Wales Cup coaching role. As we said, he won the 21st New South Wales Cup premiership for the club, and then he backed it up with a state championship on grand final day, which was sensational. So congrats to all those guys. This Friday is the opening of Henry's, the pub in a club, level 1, the Juniors Kingsford. There will be live music this week from Solganic. There's a pizza bar, cocktails, pool, games, and more, and everyone is welcome. Build have invited you to join them in celebrating Indigenous Business Month from October 1st to 31st. This year's theme, To Gather Together, emphasises the power of connection within the Indigenous business community. And we've also, with Christmas coming up, we've got our merchandise. There's young Oscar with his hoodie on, and there's a link in the description to purchase those. Got the hoodies, and we've also got the T-shirts worn by my lovely daughter, Demi Maven. So there you are, Bunnies TV. Get yourself some merch via the link in the description. So, yeah, this was an awesome display on Grand Final Day, and I'm going to bring it up. These boys deserve a good mention, and we're going to mention them now. The NRL State Champions, there it is, 42-22 on Grand Final Day. Thank you very much. In the boiling hot heat. And I'm going to go through it, but you can see there we won 8 tries to 4, and we had a hat-trick to Tai Munro, a double to Tommy Carr, and tries to Neon Diapa, Ethan O'Neill and Tallis Duncan. Now, special mention to Shannon Gardner, who impressed when he got on there. The commentators were very impressed by Shannon Gardner, and I felt a bit sorry for him because I interviewed him at training the other day. He didn't get on in the grand final. He, unfortunately, they left Pete Mamazelis out there and he didn't get a start. But he did get a start in this game and he played well. So good luck to you, mate, and well done. You were impressive when you got on there. He ran for 100 metres, actually, when he got off the bench. So Shannon Gardner did that. Now, Tai was on fire. You all saw it if you watched the game. He ran for 232 metres, scored a hat-trick and staked his claim to be in first grade from Game 1 on the right wing in Vegas v Manly in 2024. And Ned Kelly said, any word on Keon's contract? No word on Keon Kalamatangi, unfortunately. I can only hope he stays, but, I can only tell you what the club has said. Tommy Carr had another blinder, and many of you would have saw the interview I did with him. He's had a great year. He scored, that was his 17th and 18th try or something in the New South Wales Cup. So he's been our leading try scorer, and he's very elusive, our Tommy Carr, and he scored a double, and he ran for over 200 metres as well. Ethan O'Neill played 80 minutes in that 35, whatever it was, degree heat. So he had a great game, and he scored tries now in the grand final and the NRL State Championship. So what a player is our Ethan O'Neill, and hopefully he gets a crack at first grade next year. I'm saying it right now. Jackson Rami was damaging with the ball, and he ran for 182 metres with a nice basketball-style pass in one of Tyrone's tries. Peter Mamazelis played 80 minutes, set up a try and was rock solid. Props Shaq Mitchell and Brock Gray played great. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Frenchie played his usual energy with his usual energy, and Tallis copped a knock in the first half and went off, but then bounced back to score a nice try in the second half, and I've got no doubt that a lot of people threw him in for any-time try scorer, and so that would have helped a few bets get up with Tallis scoring that try. Buddy Gordon and Leonard Skelton did well off the bench in limited minutes. Buddy Gordon, one of the wonders of the world. Taffy was huge again, Blake Taff, and it's sad to see him go. He had a try assist and a couple of line break assists. And both centres, Gags and Isaac, played good footy. In particular, Gags showed his class with 2 line breaks and 2 try assists. Now, Neon Dion Taupa, I've saved him for last, but he scored a try. He had a couple of little things early. I think he let the ball go dead. He let it bounce, and he had a couple like that. But there he is there, and the family have adopted the name that I gave him, Neon Dion, so I'm pretty happy about that. And thanks to Brendan Grant Photography for sending through a heap of photos through. And here he is here, Neon, at the captain's run, Dion Taupa. And he got the name from this bloke here, Atlanta's Neon Dion Sanders, also known as Primetime. And that guy was a legend, just like our own Neon Dion is. He won 2 Super Bowls, and he played NFL and baseball. That's how good this bloke was. I've been joined by Milo, and he said, "Hello, mate. I was expecting a big one from Tyrone, and he didn't disappoint." Well, that's right. He did not disappoint. And, you know, he left the commentators gasping and saying, wow, this kid's got to be in first grade. I think Spud Carroll was saying it. He's got to be in first grade, and we all saw it, you know, as the rain gets a bit heavier. But we'll continue on. And also, Dion did well, and they've adopted the sign. And also a shout out to 18th man Tristan Alvarado and all the boys on the extended bench and those that trained in the opposed session. That's everyone mentioned. Rabbitohs dual title winners deserve high praise. Now, I also went up to the knockout and got a few photos with the drone. And I want to thank Scotty Yocko for coming up there with me. And he helped me get a few interviews, like with Dean Witters and Tamana Tahu. So thanks to him that my highlights package is going so well. And he nearly got knocked out by Ethan Ferguson conversion. You see it there, and it nearly cleaned him up. Split Gods joined me and he said, "Hi, mate, how are you?" "I'm going well, thanks, mate." So, yeah, that was a highlight of the package. You see it in slow-mo here. I could just see it coming, and, gee, that was close of being an all-time Falcon. But it added a bit of fun to my knockout Day 2 highlights package, and that was a bit of fun. Now, the grand final, the Broncos really let that slip. Ezra Mann hat-trick. I thought they were home. You probably all did. They were up 24-8, up by 16, and thought, hello, they're on here. But on the show last week, me and Milo spoke about the game, and I did say that Nathan Cleary is the complete footballer, and he showed that in the game. He burst through, set up Leota, then kicked the 40-20, then scored the match-winning try. So this bloke is some sort of footballer, as you all know. And congrats to the Panthers. It's rare that three-peat. You know, not many teams have done it. And I did feel sorry for Renault, but at least now we don't have to listen to the, "Look, Renault has won a comp with the Broncos. We told you so," from all the disgruntled fans. That's the bright side of it all. And as Milo said, 2 new trophies on display at the Rabbitohs Centre. Yes, I think they'll go nicely up in the boardroom there. They're good trophies too. The NRL State Championship one looks like, you know, it's like a different version of the Proven Summons trophy. It's an awesome trophy if you haven't seen that. Ned Kelly said it was an exciting game. It felt like we knew all the players after watching all your great interviews. Well, thank you, mate. And I thought that too. I was thinking, you know what, there's people sitting there watching Shannon Gardner or Frenchie and, you know, Tom Carr. I thought, oh, you know, I know a bit more about these guys now. And so I was really pleased that I did that. And thank you for that, Ned Kelly. Very nice. Now, so just on what I was saying about Renault, let's please move on from that now. Years have gone by. Let's look at the future rather than dwell on decisions made in the past. Now, the network, Bunnies TV, continues to grow. In particular, the last few months have been huge. So that's because of the A-grade grand final and the pathways and, you know, the stuff I did with the Rabbitohs at the end. So thank you to everyone who supported Bunnies TV across all the channels. But I'll just go through them. On YouTube, Bunnies TV has had nearly 2 million views in the last 3 months in 2023. And there's 3 months left for the year. So 2 million views this year with 3 months left to go. That's a 50% increase on 2022. So thank you to you guys that watch this on YouTube. and all the other platforms. So, yeah, really happy with that. A 50% increase this year in views, and the last few months have been huge. So, thanks again. Facebook has been big as well. In the last 90 days, has reached over 880,000 people in a 3-month period. So, if you had those numbers over a whole year, that's 3.5 million, which is obviously good for the Bunnies TV brand. So, Facebook as well. That's been huge for us as well. And Milo said, I did some good research on the boys. Well, thank you, mate. Yeah, over the years, I've gotten better at doing interviews. And one of those things is you've got to do a little bit of homework and find out something about the guys that you can ask them, rather than just going, what's your favourite colour? Anyway, so thanks for that, mate. TikTok has had 54,000 followers. Hit 54,000 followers this week, and my videos have had 2.7 million views in the last 60 days. So that speaks for itself. That's big numbers. And it was quite funny at the knockout. I was walking around with the shirt on, and a lot of the youngsters were coming up saying, "Oh, Bunnies TV, I follow you on TikTok." And with one group of young kids that were watching the Newcastle Yowies, I said, well, all right, let's do a TikTok. And we did, and it's went viral on TikTok. So thanks to those kids that said that, and thanks to everyone who follows me on TikTok and every other platform, because they're all powering along very nicely. And another one that's powering along very nicely is our new Instagram. And if you're not following me there, Bunnies TV AU, that is approaching 1,000 followers. It's got 990 as we speak. And in the last 90 days, I have reached 107,000 accounts. Now, that is pleasing because it's only been going just over 90 days. So since it started, it's reached over 100,000 people and growing all the time. So thank you to everyone who's following me on Instagram. And that's just another platform where Bunnies TV will continue to grow, because I post across all our different platforms with all the content creations. Now, the website, bunniestv.au, the new website has had over 80,000 views in 2023. And that's thanks to Michael Gibby from SEQIT. With his help, the Bunnies TV site is now ranking on Google, so it's growing all the time. A lot of our stories land among the highest search categories. As an example, I Googled the great Alf O'Connor on Google yesterday, and the Bunnies TV story about him being a larrikin legend was the 6th result. So just goes to show that, the site is continuing to grow and our stories are landing on Google. And once that happens, then Bunnies TV gets a wider appeal and gets more eyes on it, because as you know, everyone Googles stuff. And thank you to Mark Emery for writing that article, and also to Paul O'Connor, who is the grandson of the great Alf and Frank O'Connor, I think it is. And yeah, that was a good story. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts and Spotify as the rain's coming down. But anyway, we're getting through it all right. Now, I had a chat to Glenn from Sight Pizza. We're going to continue in the off-season. And there's a pizza that we had when we had a feed out there at Little Bay. That's a cheese garlic pizza. But magnificent food out there. And next door is Blast Pit Fitness and Empowerment. And they are having an official opening on Saturday the 7th of October between 4 and 6 p.m. And you go in there and you can get a free sauna and ice bath. So make sure you go in and have a chat to the team there, Nick and Ev, Blast Pit, in their new store at Little Bay, the gym. They've taken over from another gym there, but they've got their official opening coming up. I'd just like to thank all our sponsors for the year: Darryl Lee, the Juniors, NG Farah, George's Cameras, Dot Bill Construction, Sight Pizza, Blast Pit Fitness and Empowerment. Now, the show must go on. So in the off-season, I've got some interviews planned. A few of the people watching this, I've spoke to you. I'm coming to have a chat with you. You can come and sit in the studio here, or we can go and interview you out on wherever you are. Now, I'd also like to thank everyone who has given thanks, donations, or live chat, super chat, or super stickers, like Michelle Cheney, Paul Cullen, and others. So the off-season, we're going to continue to do live shows, updates on the club, content creations, drone flights, you name it. There'll be still stuff in the off-season on Bunnies TV. Also, thanks to Mark Emery, Josh Kemp, Greg Allen, Albie, Milo, Dallas, Hocko, and Abby, and everyone else who has helped out on the show. Thanks to all the channel members, subscribers and followers. Thanks for liking, commenting and sharing Bunnies TV content. But last but not least, thanks to you, the viewer, and also the listeners, if you listen as a podcast. Thanks for watching Bunnies TV. You are the best. I could have rattled on a bit longer, but the rain's fallen down. I don't like the audio of the rain, so thanks very much. I'll let yous go, and we'll be back soon with more Bunnies TV, live and free. See yous later.